Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. We're taking a quick look here again at Solana. An update from earlier today. We're going to talk about some liquidation levels, obviously. Make sure we understand generally the best practice here in situations like this where the price is pulling back, and obviously just help understand what might happen next. So let's take a quick look into Solana's data first. Let's just go ahead and jump into liquidation and see if there's anything that's changed here. We got some late longs at about $70.20. I would be careful at this point. If you have a liquidation level there, we might see that retested. We'll double check that here in a moment. But there's also some shorts at about 78 to 79. Now, not to say the shorts are winning right now, but they technically kind of are, or you could effectively say it's break even between the two positions. But what I want to get at here is that the price action does look like it wants to pull back, mainly because we are seeing Bitcoin retrace, and Bitcoin hasn't pulled back very hard. But with a lot of altcoins being kind of overextended, it makes sense as to why the prices are pulling back. Okay. You also got to recognize Bitcoin dominance, while it may not seem like a lot, is technically up on the day. And that has a lot to do with it too, where we're seeing some alts kind of break down. In other words, you take a look at Solana, for example. Avalanche also pulling back. Dogecoin, Cardano. I think Crow is actually doing very well, but there we go, still pulling back. Again, a lot of coins are starting to retrace. So just kind of be mindful of that. I think we might see a pullback over the next 24 hours for majority of coins. So I'm not saying to, sky's falling and that we got to just, close all of our trades, but I can tell you it's looking more likely now that we have kind of broken through that 0.236 level that we're going to see further correction. Let's talk about why. Let's go ahead and jump into the 4-hour time frame and just quickly discuss that and just kind of see where we're at. So to note here, first of all, we are starting to see stochastic swing very hard. The 4-hour RSI is also coming straight down. And of course, money flow index is starting to taper off. Now, these are not any major telling signs that we want to sell, but it is definitely something we want to pay attention to. This especially MACD divergence. This when this diverges, it's a pretty strong indicator letting us know the price action is going to continue in that direction for some time. Okay. Now we have already been pulling back for the last 12 hours, so it's not to say that it's going to just smash the price to the ground, but it does imply we cross over that level there, we might be in a different situation. Let's talk about this here. First of all, we got some decent shape here, of course. We're not in bad shape at all. We're above the 20-day SMA. The 50 is running concurrent with this ascending trend, which I do want to pull this line out here, just so we can kind of pay close attention to that and kind of see generally what that looks like. We'll just focus on that later, but I like to adjust my trend lines to kind of get perspective on where we're at generally. And right now, we're not in bad shape at all. Again, 4-hour time frame does look decent in some ways, but also not in others. Okay, so to me, these indicators down here, or oscillators, if you will, they are effectively letting us know that we're seeing a shift in momentum, big surprise, 12-hour sell-off. Okay, so hypothetically, we see another, further correction, if you will. The price action will retrace to key Fibonacci retracement levels in most cases, most situations. It'll also seek out liquidation levels too, which we've identified as well is $70 for the moment. There's a lot down at 60 or sub 60, but we don't need to concern ourselves with that. I do not think we're going to see anything of that sort here in the immediate future. What we could see, though, is the price action pulling back to these three levels here. So just to clarify, 0.386, 0.5, and 0.618 are the most commonly retraced levels. Okay, so in this little wave here, if you will, because we can kind of see that we are coming up to, basically our number 3. We're not sure where our 4 is going to go. Basically just means that we are in a situation right now where the price action is establishing a lower high. Okay. So, I misspoke. It's a higher low because we've got these two here, right? Higher low, and we're somewhere in this range. We're going to see a higher low. Okay. The key here is that the price action can't cross this level here at about 65, and that would basically verify that we've lost a significant trend line and we're in a bad situation. Right now, it's pulling back as expected, albeit a little stronger, but once more, there's not a lot of volume at this range, so it makes perfect sense as to why that's happening. See, all these alerts are going off here for entry targets that I was looking at. I'll have to reevaluate those here in a moment, but let's go ahead and summarize here. We basically state here that the 4-hour time frame is a state of indecision. There's not a lot of confirmation or confirming factors in either direction. Okay, so I prefer to avoid coins like this. Now, if I had a trade open right now, I would adjust my stop loss up because the likelihood of you being in profit is very high. You want to consider doing so. All right. Now, again, I know it seems kind of crazy because you got to close your 100x leverage trade and you don't want to. You don't have to either, honestly, but adjusting your stop loss is a safe measure to ensure that you walk away profitable. Because again, at the end of the day, that's really what we're here for, right? It's to make profit. It's kind of the concept. So taking a look at the hourly, we are below a couple of moving averages. That's not fantastic. Again, those are faster moving averages on the hourly, but they're still relevant. One thing I want to look at here is the Ichimoku cloud, and we're not even within the cloud, but we have these sell signals already that I talked about earlier as far as being a potential reality in the near future. Okay, so when we spoke earlier this morning, the lagging span was close to intersecting the price action. Okay, that's signal number one, letting us know that, hey, a long position, you probably should take profits. Second thing, we just hit this probably about 2 or 3 hours ago, where the conversion line dropped below the baseline. That's indication number two that the price is dropping. Okay, now it seems, I know, probably pretty obvious if you look at it here, and hindsight's always 20/20. But the truth is, within the last 8 hours or so, you should have considered trimming your position or effectively closing your position in profit. Okay. Furthermore, we see the price action above the cloud. This is the upper lead, and there's also a lower lead here as well. So the truth here is that this is not a bearish sign for the price action to come down here, nor is it a bullish sign for the price action to hit that level. It's not necessarily a support. It doesn't necessarily bounce off that level. The key takeaway here is that when if the price travels within the cloud, we do not buy or sell. We're kind of just hang tight. Then when the price action either breaks above or below, at that point, we have confirmation knowing that we are in good shape to take a long or a short. Again, pending other factors. We want to look at a lot of things, of course. That's why I work our way down from the top, basically the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. But at this point here, with us getting close to the cloud and having these other two confirming factors to sell a long position, I would highly recommend considering not taking a trade right now until we kind of either clear the cloud above or below. Okay, so we got to weather the storm, if you will. Okay. Again, if you have a trade open right now, simple as adjusting your stop loss, consider maybe trimming some of your position in profit. The price turns itself around, you still have some skin in the game. That's how we like to trade ourselves with our profitable trades. And you take a look here, of course, you can see with our premium group, majority of our trades, some of them are old, some of them are new, right? 50% roughly from Crow in 4 days, or 150% in 2 months from VeChain, right? These are all trades that we take with multiple profit targets in place, and we trim our position. In other words, when we take our first target, somewhere between 60 to 80% profit is recommended. Now, when the price pulls back, you can adjust your stop loss to break even and walk away in profit. Consider things like this if you can. It's really, really good recommendation. Another recommendation is to join the best cryptocurrency exchange in the world. Again, my personal opinion, but if you utilize this exchange, or my link rather, and this exchange, there's no KYC or VPN. That's the main reason why we use them. But they also have trailing stop losses, multiple profit targets. You can see all this in my Bitunix channel within my Discord. But what I'm getting at here is that a lot of exchanges right now are requiring VPN and KYC. So be sure to check that out. Obviously, it's a highly recommended exchange. And comment below, like the video if you get a chance. Greatly appreciate that as well. We'll look forward to seeing you all in the next video, though. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again. Take care.